All right, welcome back to your Firebase social media project tutorial. In the last version, what we have covered is we've covered a login system and a profile page for when somebody signs up. And it looks a little bit like this. Let's see if this works locally. Okay, so this, yeah, because I'm not on, remember it's got to be live for it to work with authentication, but essentially this box shows once they're signed in. So it doesn't quite look like this, but the point is, it's there. Okay. Checkpoint at 2. Great. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to cover how to upload files to Firebase. Now this is going to be kind of like a two-part thing. First we're going to make the form to handle the file upload, and then we're going to send the data to both our storage and our Firebase Realtime Database for a reason I'll cover in a little bit. But we have a lot to do, so let's go ahead and get started. So here is my index. And here's the drop-down that we listed before, just for some profile information. Let's go ahead and put some stuff under here. Let's see, we want to upload a picture of a dog. Now, unfortunately, the input of type file is hideously ugly. So one thing that you can do to hide this is actually wrap it inside of a label, which was almost expressly designed to do this. So if we give this label an ID or a class, it's a class upload group, and in there we say input of type file. If we were to upload this now, it would really look terrible. So what we can do is we can actually sort of hide this file. And by sort of, I mean we can't set its visibility to be none or its display to be hidden, because then it won't actually capture what we're uploading. But we can actually just make it really small and irrelevant. So we're going to do that. So we have some upload file inside the label. That's good. At the end, we need a button that says button type. I think it's btn-primary. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. We'll say the button says upload file. Sure. And the input is type file, and this can be, let's see. This can have an ID of, I guess, whatever, file. I don't know. I'm having a writer's block. Okay, so there is that. Let's hop over to our CSS. Probably want to set this class to be upload group because we want to hide it. Do we want to hide it? We do want to hide it. I don't know. Let's see how this workflow goes. We have to upload and then we can click the button. So upload group, and this is the upload button. Just want to give those IDs so that we can do things to them. All right, in our CSS, so what we want to do is we want to set a width and a height for our label. So if we say label.upload group, we can set the width to be 60 pixels and the height to be 20 pixels, and the background color. Ooh, we can get even fancy and have it be the same background color as the bootstrap buttons. Should we do that? Why not? We might accidentally make this good. I'm not trying to make it good. By the way, you can see how ugly this is right here. This is terrible. And there's our label button. Anyway. What color is this? Ooh. Background image, I guess. That's what we have to do. Background image. Just stealing things. It's fine. Let's see, does that actually change it? Sure does. Upload file. Cool. It's not quite big enough though. It needs to be a little bit wider. Not 680 wide, but we should also set the color of the text to be white. Does that do what we want? That's better. We still have this choose file thing here, which we do want to get rid of. We'll get to that in a second. I'm going to add some padding. Let's say 5 on each side. Sure. Still not quite long enough. Cool. We can do some Centering, great. All right, so now that we have the button all set, what we want to do is we want to hide the input. So the way we do that is we take that input element that we created, and we set its width to be 0, 1 pixels, its height to be 0, 1 pixels, its position to be absolute, and its z-index to be -1. And what this will do is this will make it basically irrelevant in the display. It'll be very, very small, hidden behind everything, and not showing up. Most importantly, what is this button at the bottom here? Oh, obviously. Obviously. Got it. Although it's not taking our of type, obviously. Wow, I'm doing terribly. Okay, better. Whew, we did it. Okay, so let's see. Does this actually correctly intercept the upload event when we hit upload file? Sure enough, it does. That's because the label element actually is meant to pass on its on-click events to the next child inside of it. So even though this is basically not on the screen, this works well. So what do we need to do? We actually need to hide the submit button. We basically want to listen for when this is done uploading and then show the submit button, right? So that's kind of what we're going to do. In our JavaScript, we're going to, I guess it's on change, file on change. Yeah, file.on change. We're going to run a function. And once that happens, we want to show the upload button, which is normally hidden. How do we know it's normally hidden? Because up here we hid it, right? Remember? Oh, you don't remember. Well, that's because we're just going to do it right now. Upload button.hide. And also when this document is ready, we're going to hide the upload group too. And we're going to make sure we show the upload group right here. Whew, we did it. Cool. Okay, so this looks like it's ready to at least be tested. No, maybe not. This is still being hidden. I don't know. Let's see. Why isn't this... It's not working because it's crashing. Line 59, there's an unexpected token. Of course there is. Of course there is. What is this nonsense here? Oh, Google sign-in really doesn't work locally. I mean, that's like straight crash. It doesn't even... Yeah, okay, we have to upload it to GitHub. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to upload to GitHub and test out our upload functionality and make sure it works soundly. So I'm going to pause real quick. I did have to change one tiny thing. When we showed the upload group in the show welcome container function, I had a slash here, which is wrong. It's got to be dot. That was my bad. But anyway, let's go ahead and sign in, see how it works. All right, so we got our upload button ready to go. Cool. All right, let's pick a picture. All right, so the submit button shows once we're uploaded. It's a little strange that this light box is showing up. I mean, you can click off of it. I don't know. There's probably a fix for that, but I'm not going to worry about it that much right now. All right, so what happens when we hit submit? Well, nothing, because we haven't defined what upload file should do. So let's go ahead and handle that. So we have a function, upload file. All right. So what does this need to do? Let's look at our Firebase guide. The way storage works is it goes in a bucket, which is just the name of a folder. So what we have to do is create a bucket or folder for all of our files to go in. And we actually also need to create another piece, another tree in our database, because the files, they don't store anything about the files except the data, which is a good thing, but at the same time it's a little annoying. So every time we upload a file, we need to put the file in the storage bucket and then hold its metadata in our database. I know it sounds tedious, and it is, but in all honesty, it's going to save us some time later. So let's first worry about uploading, and then we'll worry about the database. So the way that we do this is it's actually a pretty one-stop shop for getting uploads. Pretty straightforward. The first thing you do is you create a root reference. This is like getting the main folder of the database. And actually, we're going to put all of our things in a dog images folder, just to stay super organized. Right. Maybe I'll do a slash now like this. Is it like this? It's like this. Yeah. Is it like this? No. I think I do that. Slash at both ends. We'll try that. If it doesn't work, oh well. Okay. Now, what we have to do next is we have to create a reference to the to where we want to put this. Now, we don't know the name of the file because the user uploaded, so we actually have to get the file name. And the way that we do that is we have to get the files out of the input tag that they uploaded. And, you know, I'm not entirely sure I remember how to do that. Let's see. No, it's not going to be in here. Is it going to be in here? Well, maybe it is. Oh, we forgot to do something. We forgot to save the selected file. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll declare a selected file variable. And in our thing that was listening to the onChange, all we have to do is say that the selected file is equal to event.target.files, which is an array of the files that they uploaded, but let's just handle one at a time for now. We'll say file 0. Forgot about that. Okay, but once we do have that, it's pretty straightforward, because we could just say that the file name is the selected file, this thing, the one that they uploaded, .name. Okay, so when Firebase tells us to create a reference to it, all you have to do is say variable file ref is equal to storage.child file name. Alternatively, you could do it up here, which might be cleaner, and do it all in one line. There we go. So storage ref now stores the reference to our file name, which we have to put above. And that's pretty fancy. Very nice. All right, the next thing we need to do is we need to get the, I guess, the full path. What does this say? Oh, once we get the reference. All right, we do have the reference. Anyway, now we need to get the file. We have the file, it's selected file. We could say upload task is storage ref.child, the reference we just created, .put. So .put actually uploads that file. So all we really have to do is say variable upload task is equal to, what is it? Storage ref. .put selected file. We take this whole thing, and to it we put the selected file. Seems pretty straightforward. Let's listen for when it's done to. This last thing, it says register 3 observers, if it's done, if there's an error, what have you. Let's see. Unsuccessful, successful, and then get the download URL, which let's log for now. We'll console.log the download URL. What this does is this will return the URL to download the picture, which we're going to need in a little bit. So I'm going to pause, and I'm going to go ahead and test this out. And I'm going to upload it to GitHub, so one moment. Uploaded and ready to be tested. So let's go ahead and take a picture here. And I guess we'll say submit. Interesting. All right, so we did get a URL back. That's very nice. Let's go ahead and look at our Firebase storage. Doesn't look like anything's here. Just refreshing it. Maybe that affects it. Oh, dog images. Hey, there it is. There's the picture. All right. Cool. Cool. All right, so that settles uploading them. There it is. It's there. The other thing we need to do, though, is we need to create a tree and add to it in our database. So after we get the download URL back from the Firebase upload, what we have to do is we have to then push onto a new tree. We'll call it, I don't know, we'll call it posts. And what do we want to store in posts? We want to store the download URL, and we probably want to store the user who put it there. And you know what, if you had other data that you wanted to store, say you had the name of the file, we could store the file name, maybe a caption if you wanted to add another, input box over here, right? You could say input type text. We could say ID is image caption, placeholder equals, write a caption. Right, you could do that sort of thing. So we'll have a little caption piece that we'll upload. Okay, but anyway, the point is once you have all that, your metadata and whatnot, we can go into our JavaScript and we can start uploading to the database. So if you don't remember, here's how we get Firebase.database, except our ref is going to be a little bit different, isn't it? So here we're going to need to say Firebase.database.ref. But instead of users, we want it to be posts. Okay. Now the slash here, the file name, or I guess the key is the user ID when we were creating new users. But instead of that, we probably want to, how are we going to do this? Well, I think we should just push onto it. So there's a couple things you can do with Firebase references. You can do something called push, which will create a new key for that specific post, and we'll just put it onto the end. That's what we should do. That's a little bit better. So let's go ahead and look at how to do that. Real-time database, save data. It's pretty similar. See, we don't want to do set. That's what we were doing before. But we do want to do push. So the reference .push.key is the key. So we should say variable post key is equal to Firebase.database.ref posts.push.key. Okay, so this will create a new entry in the posts tree, and then we could use that here when we update. Oh, we kind of have to do it this way. So we say variable updates is a blank object. Updates at, how are they doing this? Oh, the new post key. Updates at posts plus post key is equal to the data we want to send. Okay, and the data we want to send is like an object up here. So we'll say variable post data is equal to, and we want to say the download URL, or I guess we could just say URL, is equal to download URL. Okay, we could say caption is the value of our image caption field. Is that the ID? Yeah, that's the ID. What else do we want to store? The user? User. How we can get the user? I guess we have to get the current user's token. Good thing we're already looking at that. How do we get the current user's token? We're saving user, so it's just user.uid. User.uid is the current user's, I guess, identifier. All right. We set this post data object equal to what's in updates there. And then our reference is actually just blank. And we say .update with post data. No, not with post data, with the updates object. All right, I hope I did that right. We are going to find out very quickly. So let's go ahead and re-upload both of these to GitHub. Alright, we got a little caption here. Here's a caption. Let's upload our file. That would be a different dog this time. This dog is cute. And then let's submit it. Looks like we threw an error here. Firebase.database.ref is not a function. Interesting. So obviously something we did not work. Firebase.database.ref. Oh, see, you need to do parentheses right there. That's my fault. Okay, time to upload it to GitHub again. Okay. Thanks, GitHub. It's a sad dog. Let's see if it works. Well, nothing happened. That might be a good sign. Let's go to our Firebase here. Oh, we have successfully posted to posts. There is a post key here. It's a sad dog, a URL for a picture, and the user. That's me who posted it, so that's successful. Let's go ahead and check our storage. We're looking for dog 2. There it is. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I did not think that was going to work so easily. All right, now that, again, that seems really unintuitive to have your metadata stored in one place and your images stored in another. And I understand that, but it's actually good practice because it disconnects the information about the image from the image itself, which is kind of something that hackers do to steal files. If you have information about images connected to the actual image file themselves, it's a little bit easier. So this is just kind of one security feature that is used. Plus, it's a lot easier to loop through text than it is to loop through huge image files. So I know it doesn't seem right, but it is. All right, now at this point you should build out your metadata for your posts to include anything that you think your project needs. Categories for posts, image categories, media categories, whatever it is. Because what we're going to do in the next video is we're going to look at looping through the posts here and displaying them in a really user-friendly way. But what we did this time is we figured out how to create an upload form, make it look at least halfway decent, upload a file to our Firebase bucket, and then update some metadata about that file in our database. So we did a lot, and that's where we're going to stop for now. So until the next video where we show how to display this, hope you have fun, and see you later.